Please do not wipe out your CPF OA to clear your HDB loan. Hello, I'm the property strategist Steven Chong, and today I'm going to share about the 5 advantages of owning an EC over the private condo. Executive condo, or commonly known as EC, is a type of subsidized housing only in Singapore. With the household income rising among the local population, some Singaporeans have found themselves not being eligible for BTO flats because of the income ceiling, but yet can't really afford a private condo. These people in the sandwich class are those who tend to buy the EC in Singapore. Good news announced on the 10th September 2019 by the government. The income ceiling for couples buying EC has been increased from 14,000 to 16,000. This change will attract more demand for the new EC launch. I believe many of you are Singaporean who are still eligible to own and want to know more about EC. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe. Click the alert notification. That way, as we release more content like this, you will get notified. EC buyers got the choice to select their preferred payment scheme between progressive payment scheme and deferred payment scheme. For progressive payment scheme, you must prepay a down payment of 25% and your monthly installment will kick in upon the foundation completion. Whereas for deferred payment scheme, you just have to prepay 20% only for down payment. Then, the remaining deferred all the way until TOP. Or in simple terms, until the EC is ready to move into. Which means, if you are still paying your HDB loan, you don't need to handle 2 mortgage loans at the same time. No loan repayment is required during the construction period for deferred payment scheme. However, the purchase price for buying the new launch EC on deferred payment scheme is usually 3% higher than the normal EC purchase price. The 3% difference actually reduces your burden and save you some loan interest throughout the construction period. This is only applied to the first timer. First timer refers to Singaporean who never buy a flat directly from HDB, never buy a new EC from developer, and never take CPF housing grant before. To enjoy the CPF housing grant, your monthly combined income with your spouse shouldn't be more than 12,000. Additional buyer's stamp duty, or commonly known as ABSD, is payable when Singaporeans own multiple properties. However, if currently you own a HDB flat and go ahead to book a new EC unit without paying any ABSD, because you are required to sell your HDB flat within 6 months from the vacant possession date of the EC. So you won't be able to hold 2 properties eventually. And that's why the government don't charge you ABSD. If you still own a HDB flat now and going to buy a private property, it is considered as your second property. Other than ABSD is payable, you also have to fulfill half of the minimum sum in your CPF ordinary account and special account before you can withdraw for your purchase. On the other hand, if you own a HDB flat now and going to buy an EC, as I mentioned, no ABSD. In addition, you also can fully withdraw whatever inside your CPF ordinary account for the EC purchase. So, I would like to suggest you that if you own a HDB flat now and you plan to upgrade to an EC in the future, please do not wipe out your CPF OA to clear your HDB loan. A lot of people miss the opportunity to own a new EC because of the shortfall to pay the 20% down payment. generally, you can get up to 75% if you don't have any outstanding home loan. If you have outstanding loan, you can only get up to 55% for your second home loan. However, if you are buying a new EC, even though you still have outstanding HDB loan, you can still get up to 75% loan for the EC purchase. And that's why you shouldn't rush to pay off your HDB outstanding loan. Okay, the above are the 5 advantages of getting an EC over the private condo. Please comment below if you have any ideas to add on. That's all for today. Bye bye.